Let us see the appearance of the living entity. God in his supreme form, in it, divine universe, emanated of himself the living entities as sparks, but without consciousness. Individual, some call it the divine sparks. It is what we call the spirit, the self, the Atman. We emerge from the Supreme Being with a divine form, devoid of conscience. Individual, we were wandering in the divine universe and little by little we were descending to the evolutionary or cosmic spheres. There the living entity begins to develop. The soul, what is that gives you individuality? Being the spirit. In these cosmic eggs. The soul, live dual experiences of all kinds that help you to wake up and realize who he is and from. There to become an independent entity. The soul in one principle is like a book. In white. And every experience inside and outside of the body, they are being recorded in the soul. The soul is made of all the experiences lived in its journey, from its origins in the divine universe. The soul. It records in itself its experiences in images, sensations and ideas lived, life after life, both in physical life. Like in life, in other dimensions. It has always been said that we are body, soul and spirit. The body is where we experience all kinds of situations that help us develop a singular and unique personality. Through the body, we know and experience the pleasure, the pain, the taste, the disgust. The physical body is like a diving suit that the soul uses for project yourself into the physical world. The soul through the body. You can see and feel the physical world and experience it. The living being only for medium of experience. You can develop a conscious and independent soul to some extent. But only through pleasure and the pain, the soul. He is experiencing and realizing that the way of evil is the path of suffering and destruction. That the path of the resignation of the selfish power, the lie, the advantage, hate, selfishness and rivalry. They create chaos and destruction. The path of evil does not give peace, nor a lot less, harmony or happiness. In the tarot card the Arcane 18, the moon, he tells us about the evolution of the spark. Divine moon. It represents the soul. The moon reflects the light of the sun. The spirit. In the Luna looks like the divine sparks come out and fall towards the earth. This indicates the descent of the divine spark that emanates from God, the spiritual sun, to the material world. Then it is seen the lake, and the stones around of the. These stones indicate reincarnation in the elemental spirits of the land and lake. The reincarnation in the elemental spirits of the water around the lake. Plants are also seen, indicating the reincarnation of the soul in the vegetable world. The mollusk that, leaving the lake indicates reincarnation in the lower animal kingdom. Reptile fish. There are also two mammals, a wolf and a domestic dog. The wolf. They indicate reincarnations in mammals of the wild life. Then the domestic dog indicates human life in primitive stage, going little to human civilized. The two towers indicate the civilization human with his philosophical, technological and spiritual knowledge. A tower is the path from evil and the destruction, and the other tower is the path of good and the middle path. It indicates the path of superior evolution that sooner or later the souls traveled to reach the divine evolution. The divine spark, the being, the spirit, already in the material world, begins to live the great adventure of material life. At an initial stage it will start with life more elemental and dense in the mineral kingdom. He will reincarnate in elemental spirits of the earth. As we have not ignominy, you will experience what you would call put your feet on the ground. In the plain, denser, creating awareness of the denser material world. The stones are the bodies of these creatures that have an active life in the astral world. It happens. Then to the kingdom of water like undines and mermen, in the kingdom of air, like sylphs and sylphs, and in the kingdom of fire like salamanders and salamanders. The soul. In this period he develops a dense consciousness of matter. Then the next stage is reincarnate in the plant kingdom. Here you become aware of the power of sun, air and the mineral elements of the earth. In this period he maintains a very astral life, active as plant elemental. The next stage is to jump into the kingdom animal, going in the first stage, like fish, then owl, reptile, then the mammal and other birds. If we notice, we go from less developed species to more developed ones. Already in key mammal life have a better quality of the organs of perception are more developed, more sophisticated and sensitive sight, hearing, smell, taste and touch, which give the living being richer perception and experiences. Here the soul achieves further development, hence, the living being will take the leap to the human kingdom, the engineers of life. They place already, in these souls, the mental complex or mental spheres for development. Human not it exists in the other lower realms. The soul in the adventure of life, when he reaches the human state, he reincarnates at an early stage in primitive humans. Then little by little in more civilized humans. In the early stages of the human life, the living being is very innocent and elemental. He is a victim from manipulation and deceit, repeated in many reincarnations. The living being will live multiple experiences in different social positions and places. The living being will initially be seduced by inappropriate drug activities, booze, too, of the practice of black magic and cruel actions. It will fall into dark circles, but some sooner than others are disgusted after a while by this dark world of chaos, confusion, lack of control, uncontrolled pleasure and immense pain. The living being begins to select the positive, the useful, the good, the light, the path of good. Feeling great contempt and disgust for him, path of evil due to the experiences lived. For intermediate periods they become fond of the fame, love, the healthier pleasures and the pursuit of pleasure, family, and happiness. Now these more mature souls continue in search of light and of the higher evolution. In this search, many join religious and esoteric groups. Some are lucky enough to belong to serious groups and they achieve a further development. Others, not so lucky, get groups that do not give many benefits and over time they realize this and look for new alternatives. In the process of the evolution of the living being there is the evolution of the superhuman and suprahuman. But with certain disciplines, the human being you can speed up your evolutionary process. In future chapters it will be seen about the normal process of civilization and its tendencies towards Superman and Superman. And also the different techniques for this ascending process.